You're tuned in to Music Scene Investigation MSI, everyone. Welcome. Glad to have you with us once again. If you're just joining us for the show, don't know what we do, let me see if I can explain it a little bit. MSI is a music review show. We review music from indie artists from all around the world. You don't have to be in any particular country to be a part of the show. All you have to do is head over to MusicSceneInvestigation.com. Submit your track, and we select 3 every week randomly for review on the show. We bring in music industry experts from all around the world. These include musicians, producers, recording engineers, PR people, you name it, we got them on the show, and we're happy to have them. And another thing you need to know, it's not a touchy-feely review. It may not go your way. You never know. But we're going to be honest with the feedback that's given to all the artists in hopes of helping them make their music better every time they come through the MSI labs. Now, as I said, we have panelists that do the music review. I don't actually get a say, which is probably a good thing. So let's meet our panelists. Our 2 in-house panelists are with us every week, and we're happy to have them. From London, England, it is Ian Husbands. Ian, how are you today, sir?
I'm good. What do you mean probably a good thing? Yeah, definitely a good thing.
Well, yeah, it's probably a real good thing that I don't review any of the music.
We love you really, Rich.
Well, it's good to have you on with us again. It's been hot here in the States. Is it hot over in England now, too?
Yeah, I'm just looking at my video, actually. I think I've caught the sun today. What do you reckon? I'm looking a bit pink.
Yeah, I suppose it could be.
Yeah, I think I've got, it's beautiful. We get about 28 degrees over here and clear blue skies, and I'm celebrating my birthday, so it couldn't come at a perfect more time.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. They will sing, you know.
All together or not at all, lads.
Maybe we can review their singing here, Ian, you know.
Could have tried harder.
Could have tried harder. All right. Well, good to see you again, Ian. As always, thanks for being here. Our second panelist, that's our in-house panelist anyway, is Tom Chianti, a recording engineer extraordinaire from New York City. And Tom, you're not involved in that whole picante sauce thing, are you?
The picante sauce?
Yeah, no, the salsa.
No, I really, honestly have no idea what you're speaking of.
Okay, well,
wouldn't be the first time.
They make fun of people from New York. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh, picantes?
Yeah, the picante sauce people. You know,
Oh, yeah, he's that commercial that, yeah.
Yeah, he's from New York. New York, get a rope. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it seems like the West here today. It's very warm, a lot of heavy air, we like to call it.
You're right. It is very, very warm. It's I was telling Ian prior to the show, it's 90+ degrees here where I'm at, and that equates to about 35 or so on the Celsius scale. So very, very warm here. Good to see you, Tom. And
well, on days like this, I'm glad to be in-house because it's nice and cool in the studio.
Yeah, well, maybe your studio, not mine.
Well, you just have to go and spend the $1,000 I did to rebuild it.
Yeah, I guess so. I need to do that. Thanks, Tom. Good advice. Our guest panelist this week, a good friend of the show's. We're happy to have him on anytime he has some extra time to hang out with us. It's Dave Bryce from the rock group Spider. Dave, how you doing, man?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me again.
Oh, no, man. We're always happy to have you on.
Yeah, I always enjoy the show.
So
I love the show.
So you're out there, you're hitting back, kicking back, hanging out with some bikers, I'm hearing.
Yeah, we've got a gig on Friday in Reading. It's called the Line Rally, and it's in, hang on, because I wrote it down here earlier. It's in Shinfield, and we're supporting a band called Papa George.
All right.
Shinfield, that's just, I think that's junction 11 up the M4, so A33, That's
Is it,
towards
Ian?
Molesley, right? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
Oh, cheers, Ian. Thanks for that.
that's all right.
Now, little does everyone else know. And I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I'm just gonna say it the way it is. We got Dave online before the show, and I'm sure Ian will make this available in and off the record, so you have no worries about this. He'll make you feel bad about it anyway. He asked us for direction. You ask us for directions, Dave. Come on, man.
You asked for erections
you know
or direction?
You know what I do? I set the sat nav. I put the postcode in, set the sat nav, and I get there. And I follow the sat nav, and it gets me there, and I do the gig.
Right. That's kind of what I figured you'd be doing. I just was a little bit shocked when you asked Ian for directions to the location. I figured, that's exactly what you do. Set up the GPS, and away you go.
That's it. That's what I always do, because I'm terrible at finding my way around.
Well, what you need is a sat nav with me. Turn left about 100 yards ago.
What, with your voice?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Ian Husband's sat nav.
Why not?
Can I voice an opinion, or should I just remain quiet and just?
I want a Tom Chianti sat nav.
Yeah, turn left here. Ah, lady.
Wouldn't that take a long time?
Yeah, it really would. So, Tom, I'm not going to tell you where to turn. That would be what Tom's saying.
All right. So you want directions, huh? Well, what am I going to get out of it?
That's exactly it. All right, so tell us about this this concert, this gig you got going on, Dave. What is it basically? The Lion Rally, is it?
It's the Lion Rally, and Paul, our singer, got us the gig there. Apparently he goes to the venue quite a lot, and he's friends with the promoter. He said, is there any slots available? And they said, yeah, we'll give you a support slot, do an hour set, and it's for all the bikers. They have a rally every year, and it's open air. It's not Reading Festival, but it's pretty close to it. So looking forward to that. Yeah, should be a good gig.
Right. So now you're not going to be the drummer. Let's clarify. You're a guitarist, and you'll be playing guitar at this rally.
Definitely be playing the guitar. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
You played Reading Festival, right, Dave?
I have played Reading Festival. Yeah.
So you can't even go on and go, hello, Reading. You've done that already.
Not me personally, but yeah. I'll tell you what an experience that was. You walk on, and it's literally like walking onto a football pitch. That's the feeling you get. The stage is massive, and you've got so much space to run around, and I like doing that. So yeah, it's what an experience.
I got to ask you this question, since you bring this description of the stage out. Of all the stages you played on, and I know that you've played on literally thousands of them, what was the most surprising stage that you had the opportunity to play on?
So, there's been a few. We played Leeds Queen's Hall once, supporting Twisted Sister, and the stage was made out of wooden planks. And literally, you bounce on the wooden planks, the planks would go up and down. And that was quite scary. That was an experience. And the other experience was Wembley Arena, which was quite a huge stage. We supported Ian Gillan. That was the final date of the tour. And I just absolutely loved it. Huge stage, plenty of space to move around. And I like that. But then again, now I do the pubs, you're kind of confined to that little space in the corner where you can just literally move your guitar around. Just as good, but obviously not a lot of room.
Now, are you one of those guitarists that like to climb up on the stack of amps and do crazy stuff like that, or you just, I know you like to run around from just what you're saying, but you're not a guy that climbs?
No, I don't climb, because I would be the kind of guy that would climb and fall off and injure myself.
Well, I wouldn't want to.
I thought it was because the spandex was too tight.
Ah, very funny, Ian. I've seen the pictures.
Now, you're not doing spandex for this particular gig, are you?
No, it's jeans. As I said, jeans, t-shirt, sweatbands, and a bit of rocking.
Okay, maybe a leather jacket or something like that?
Maybe, if it's cold.
Chances are it's going to be hot.
Chances are it will be, yeah.
All right, so
you just don't turn up to a bikers rally in spandex, do you?
No, not really. Leather trousers, yes, but not spandex.
So this gig is this weekend in Reading?
This Friday, yeah.
This Friday.
Yeah. This Friday, yeah. An hour set. It's not a full 2 hour set. It's just an hour, and we'll pick our best songs. I'll put in a few Spider songs as well. And we've got a rehearsal tomorrow, so we're going to go through the set, make sure it's as tight as we can get it, and then hopefully give a good show. Excellent.
So what else is new? Anything on the horizon other than all these gigs? The history of Spider is something that amazes me. You guys, the hardest working rock band in the business, bar none. And, you're not slowing down. I can tell this. So, you just keep going, man.
Yeah, I just want to do, a few more gigs than what we're doing. I want a bit of a casual approach to it now. I think my touring days are over. But I do want to do gigs. I want to do some slightly bigger venues. And the one thing there is an album coming out, a Spider album, and that's due to be out in July, August. And I recently got an email from Dave Link, who is writing 5,000 words for the album. So it's going to happen.
All right, now where are people going to be able to pick up a copy of the album once it does release?
It's coming out on Cherry Red Records, but you can buy it on a lot of websites like Amazon, and I suppose there's quite a few out there that you can buy it from, HMV. And it's the good thing about it is it's the whole 3 albums. And I hear recently somebody sent me an email saying that they have the master copies. How they got that, I do not know.
Wow.
But I think that's amazing. They got the master copies of all the albums, so they're going to take the tracks off the masters. So
cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
did a great job last time.
That is a pretty amazing thing. You'll have to find out how they got the masters on that. That'd just be interesting.
Especially since you thought you'd pinch them.
Tom, I wish I had them. I really do, but I thought that they'd be locked in vaults forever.
Well, I tell you,
that's what my thought.
That's always an amazing thing. I'm glad they're doing the remixes. I'm glad that's coming out. I hope you have a great time over in Reading too, man. It sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Should be good.
Well, I tell you what, we're here to do some reviews. I do want to get into that. So Tom, Ian, Dave, you guys I know are ready. I hope everybody out there in the audience is ready too. We got some great tracks this week. I don't mean to give anything away by saying that. I just think they're great because people actually take the time to submit them. So I kind of say they're all great. But you guys will be the judge of the content. And without further ado, I'd like to get everybody's opinion on the first one. So if you want to go ahead and take a listen to it, we will see what everybody thinks. Here's the first track of the day. It's track 1 for today's MSI.
It's early in the morning. dries her eyes. He calls, says he's still working like so many nights. She hopes it's not a lie. She's looking at the time. She sees it's still last night. Nothing in sight. There's nothing wrong, it's still alright. He really wasn't out all night until she sees the morning light. She hears a car approaching. To the window she flies. The car just passes by. Left gazing in the darkness, she thinks about the times when everything was fine. Everything was fine. But late's becoming early. Her stomach churns inside, swallowing a sigh, and her fear and her pride. The clock is madly ticking, screaming out the time as each minute passes by. And what that implies, she's looking at the time. She sees it's still last night. Nothing in sight. There's nothing wrong, it's still alright. It really wasn't out all night until she sees the morning light. Nothing in sight. There's nothing wrong, it's still alright. It really wasn't out all night until she sees the morning light.
There is song number 1 on today's MSI. And I want to go over to Ian first, find out what he thought about it. So, Ian, what do you think of track 1 today?
I got a feeling I think I might know who this is, but I'm not going to say, and I'll wait and see if I was correct or not. But, yeah, started off nice. I thought the picked acoustic guitar sound was lovely when that came in. I like the sort of little ambient synths and stuff underneath. Then the strummed acoustic sound came in, and that sounded really metallic and edgy and not very natural at all. Didn't like that. I felt the vocals, to start with, I didn't find the vocalist very convincing. He didn't sell this to me very well, and needs to work on the performance. You know, the performance is there. He's doing an okay job, but it is an okay job, and he could do better. And I felt the vocal mix was very bright, was very wet, too much verb, well, maybe the wrong type of verb, and it could do with a bit more compression, making it a bit more wholesome. Overall, I found the mix was very bright, and I found the bass sound was very woolly and very sort of just nondescript, and that could be worked on a little bit as well. I did like the addition of the female vocal. She sounded good. I like the sax. That was always a good addition to a track of this ilk, which was a very 80s ballady type track. You know, I don't think there's a lot of commercial measure in this now, but if we sort of had a time machine, I think it would be quite a good track. And it had a fade out into then just a pitch guitar part, which I'd rather just a fade out, to be honest. It just seems a waste bringing that in there and fading everything down into that guitar part. Yeah, it's a good demo. There's obviously a lot of love and attention that's been put into this. But for it to go the next step the mix needs looking at. The vocalist needs to record that vocal. Maybe consider rewriting some of the lyrics as well. It did get a bit repetitive. I found the chorus didn't quite sit right. So maybe just go back. I think the basis of the lyrics is there, and this is something I do when demoing songs a lot, is that I will write a lyric line, I will record it, and then I will live with that recording for a while, and then probably before I put the final vocal go down, rewrite the lyrics, change some words, and then do the final vocal. And I think that's what they need to do here. Go back to the vocals and rewrite them a little bit. Overall, yeah, it's an okay track. It's not mind-meltingly great, but it's not bad by all means.
All right, appreciate that, Ian. Thank you. And Tom Chianti, recording engineer extraordinaire. That's how I'm going to describe you from now on, Tom. What do you think, track number one?
Well, I thought the mix was okay. The song was very Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, and it really reminded me of that era when they were dominant in the field. So it is a little dated. The one thing I noticed is the drummer was doing a lot of interesting things in the background with the cymbals, the rides, and the hi-hats. And I would have liked to really had the mix just a little clearer to hear and pick those things out, those little sweet accents that it was doing. The bass player played well. The lead singer, the vocal could be louder. It's you know, like Ian said, there's been a lot of TLC put into this, and it shows. On the other hand, I think it's an excellent demo. I think it would do the group good to play this for people. I think it would do them better to go back in and tighten everything up. But if it's a matter of money or a matter of time and scheduling, this will have to do, you know, what they say, close enough for rock and roll. It puts forth the idea of the group and the singer and the writer. The words and the hook could have been done a little better to make it a little stronger. I really didn't notice much of a build outside of the adding of an extra vocal. Everything else Ian said I agree with, except I think it was a better mix than he gave it credit for, but it still has its problems before it becomes a record. But all in all, I think it's an excellent effort, and I like this type of semi-jazz type of drum beat and whatnot, and three-quarter time or whatever you want to call it, off-tempo hits and not off-tempo, off-beat hits and the interesting stuff. That's why I wish I could hear more of that. Overall, the mix could be clearer, and that could be either too much reverb or the wrong type of reverb. And, you know, I didn't think it was too bright. I thought, on the other hand, that the reverbs were too dark, which is maybe why everything else seemed bright in comparison.
All right, appreciate that, Tom. Thank you. Now let's go to Dave, the rock group Spider, Dave Bryce. Dave, what do you think? Track number one.
Yeah, it was quite an easy listening song. I love the harmony that came in later on. To me, it didn't really lack anything. It kind of flowed. It wasn't a catchy. I'd call this like an album filler, a song that you just put into an album that you listen to. It's not too bad, but I'll get onto the next track and hope that's a bit better. My only criticism really was the singer was a little bit weak. Yeah, it's just a bit weak. I could have belted it out a bit more. I was going to say, I think it lacked a bit of funkiness for me. There was an element of funk in there, and I just felt that there was some guitar funk that should have been added to it to just lift it up a bit. But overall, yeah, good song.
All right, appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dave. Now, to introduce that song to everybody, let's take a look. The artist is World 5. The name of the track, The Morning Light. Again, The Morning Light from World 5. We appreciate them sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation. Again, if you're an artist out there, want your song reviewed by our panel of experts, easy to do. MusicSceneInvestigation.com, and then submit a song. It's at the top of the page. Just click there. Submit your track. Make sure it's under 5 minutes long. No profanity. Make it radio friendly if you want it heard on the show. So, there you have it. Gentlemen, ready for track number 2, I certainly hope.
I think so.
All right, good. Let's hit it then. This is track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation.
If it's good, it's gone too fast. In a glance, I'll forgive your flaws. It's your smile that caught my eyes. There's a conjured up purity that I saw, not based in truth, but not necessarily lies. I know you'll walk off, or some man will come kiss you on your mouth, like a lover does. But this is primal, this is real. There's a classic romance to what this was. My finger bookmarks to make time to glance. You're the most important thing in this moment. Suspense and potential in our silent dance. Every stare awakens me, but for a second, it's a second well spent. In a glance, I forgive your flaws. It's your smile that caught my eye. There's a conjured up purity that I saw, not based in truth, but not necessarily lies. I know you'll walk off, or some man will come kiss you on your mouth, like a lover does. But this is primal, this is real. There's a classic romance to what this was. I know you'll walk off, but some man will come kiss you on your mouth, like a lover does. But this is primal, this is real. There's a classic romance to what this was. Some man will come kiss you on your mouth, like a lover does. But this is primal, this is real. There's a classic romance to what this was. No, you'll walk off, or some man will come kiss you on your mouth, like a lover does. But this is primal, this is real. There's a classic romance to what this was.
All right, there you have song number 2 on the show today. Let's talk to Tom, find out what he thought. Tom, song number 2.
I really like this. This is a little bit more current. I would have liked to hear more of the piano, playing some more, a little bit more arpeggios during the not during the chorus. It just played those block chords in the intro and in breaks and stuff. I was really liking this. I just thought all it needed was maybe just a good mastering job, or just to clear it up a bit, because it is a little on the unclear side. The bass wasn't as distinct as I would have liked. Again, these are, I'm being picky because this was obviously done, and I really liked when all those harmonies came in. I would have liked to hear that again. But then that record stopped. I don't know. Maybe it's something I could get used to. I just didn't feel it was necessary. The song has a lot going for it. And it was sounding really cool. And then that record stopped. I think it's a little bit of overproduction, but the rest of the production I thought was really good. And I liked the sound. Like I said, I was going to say just send this to mastering and it's ready. Now, maybe take out the record stop, put in more of those really nice background vocals, have them repeat again, and let it go. But a very good song. Better than a demo, but still demo-ish.
Okay, better than a demo, but demo-ish. All right, Tom. Thank you very much. From the rock group Spider, Dave Bryce. Dave, song number 2?
Yeah, the song's got a lot of potential. Love the vocal in it. Really, really good vocal. The only thing that let me down was the overall sound seems bassy to me, and the guitar. To me, it should have been more punchy, and it would have really lifted the song. So it's a lot of bass going, like not the bass player, but the whole overall sound was very bassy to me, and it just needed some sort of to be slightly more aggressive. The guitars, but overall, fantastic song, quite uplifting, good harmonies, like Tom said, and if they played around with it, then it could have a lot of potential. So yeah, thumbs up for me.
All right, appreciate that, Dave. Thank you very much. Now to Ian, find out what he thought.
Them two don't know what they're talking about. They do, really. This is great. Sorry, I just didn't want everyone to be like, it's just great. This is a great song. I mean, it's reminiscent of bands like Eve 6 and Lit, who are American bands that I enjoy listening to, and it caught my attention in that way. I mean, the intro on this was straight in, caught my attention. It was edgy. My only issue with the intro and some of the breaks was that piano. It was too loud. It was drowning out the guitars. I think Dave's saying the guitars need to be punchier, especially in breaks. If that piano was brought down, they'd stick out a bit more. And then the piano came in on the chorus, and it was lost under everything. It was just kind of they're there. So I think the levels on that piano needs sorting out. But I mean, overall, it is a good mix. I did find the drums got lost a bit towards the end of the track, and I agree with Tom. The bass needs more clarity. It's all bottom end. It needs a bit of sort of low mids and maybe a bit even sort of high mids in there as well. The vocal mix was superb. And I hate to say it, but I agree with Tom. Some of them harmonies need to come in a bit earlier. There's the sort of bit where we went into that sort of bridge before the chorus part and the first time around, and I wanted to hear some harmonies, and there was none there. I personally like that sort of tape stretch, record stop effect. That worked for me. It took me by surprise, but in a good way. Because, they could have just gone about and broken back into that and done the usual thing. But the fact that they didn't, they stopped and they went back and kicked it back in from there. I like that.
It sounded like it just was put in there just because they could do it. I mean, if the song took a different direction or if it built differently, instead of just going on, I would have, said, yeah, it served the purpose. But it really was just put in, and then the song just continued on.
Well, maybe it's put in for art's sake, and I like art. So there we go. But the one thing I really did notice, and it stuck out to me, was there was that breakdown, and it sort of went on to the cymbals and a few vocals, and the kick drum went missing. And that really stuck out to mind. I heard when the kick drum stuck in, so it wasn't like the kick drum was missing from the mix. It was, missing from volume levels. It just wasn't there, and I felt that kick needed to drive that breakdown a little bit more than it was. It was too gone.
I think you need dynamics, don't you, in a song, and that gives it dynamics.
It does, but
you know what I mean.
Sometimes you need to keep something going. I mean, you can drop your guitars out, you can drop your bass down, but from that point of view, it was just on the cymbals, and I think maybe there was a snare in there. I can't remember fully how it was working, or a rim shot or something like that. But the bass was distinctly missing to me, and I noticed it. It wasn't working with what was in there from my point of view. It just stuck out that the kick had just suddenly disappeared. The other thing that I felt, and I do love this song, and I am picking bones in this, but I thought the lyrics were really good. They were quite hooky, but the phrasing in the first sort of verse into that chorus was a bit awkward, and I think some of the words that they were trying to fit in could be rewritten to make it less awkward. And that is being picky, but again, when I'm writing lyrics myself, I go over and over the lyrics until they're sitting as correctly as I can get them, or I feel they need to sit. And they were a little bit rushed in places and pushed in places because they were trying to fit long words in.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ian. The vocal didn't float above the track, and it seemed to go in and out of a pocket.
It got a lot better. It was the first verse and sort of thing that stuck out to my mind. And as the track went on, it did get better. But I mean, it was just that first verse was really awkward in places.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Good conversation, good insight. The artist who produced that track is called EricRockMusic. That's the name they used when they signed up on the site. The actual artist is Eric Shackney, if I remember correctly. The title of the song is This Classic Romance. Again, EricRockMusic, This Classic Romance. Appreciate you sending that song in to the Music Scene Investigation Labs. Now, gentlemen, we have one more track to go. I know you want to get right down to it. We're all excited about it. So why don't we hit it?
Hit it, we shall.
Okay. Here is track number 3 on today's MSI.
Mountain, I could sell my soul away, but that don't seem to show you how much I want you to stay. Friends for such a long time, stuck together through thick and thin. Every day gets harder, I try to play a game, I'll never win. I don't have any more words, there's nothing left for me to say. Seems like everyone around us thinks we're better off this way. I can't fight this fight no more. Heartbreak is all I say. Baby, when
Wait for it.
That's it, it's finished.
There it is, song number 3 on today's MSI.
Hold it. Still going.
All right, Dave, what do you think of track 3 today?
You know what? I love that ending.
I bet.
I do. I like endings like that, where you hit one string and it just, you keep it going, you know? And it's for a guitarist, that's brilliant. Down to the song. Yeah, great song. Had it all for me, and it's probably an obvious winner for me. Great guitar.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm not getting ahead of myself. Don't worry. I might surprise you. I might go for song 2. But
Woohoo!
woohoo! It was a great song, but yeah, I'm nearly there. Sounded like an old Metallica song to me. Good musicianship. I could hear everything. Love the drums. The guitar, I don't know, it was not really. It didn't inspire me or anything. He was a very good guitarist, and the first few bars were quite safe, and then he came in with that. He really lifted the song, and yeah, it got better and better. Good lead solo. Overall, great mix. I can't complain. I love the drum sound. I always listen to the drums to see if they're. I know I'm a guitarist, but I was listening to the drums, and the drums in the last song were, to me, a little bit compressed. These sounded like the real thing. I don't know if you guys can let me know if it was the real thing or not, but it sounded pretty sort of live to me. Had that live feel to it. Overall, great song.
All right, Dave, appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Ian, what do you think of track number 3?
I loved it. I bloody loved it. I mean, this actually took me by surprise because there was that little sort of guitar intro, and I thought, all right, we're in for a Desperado-style Mexican-y type track. I'll look forward to that. And then that lead guitar came in, and I thought, oh, no, we're in for a wanky blues number. And then the vocalist came in, and I was like, ooh, hang about, this is good. It sort of made me sit up and listen again, and it went from strength to strength for there. I'll tell you what, Dave, you say early Metallica, I say this sounds like Slash's Snake Pit. It was the band that sort of Slash formed after Guns N' Roses had split up.
Yeah.
They had a guy called Eric Dover singing for them, who had a fantastic sort of powerful but kind of whiny, grungy voice. This guy's voice is a lot more soulful than Eric Dover's, and I really loved his voice. I really, really did. I thought it was great. But the music, the guitar tones, even the solo playing sounded like this guy is a big Slash fan. And I have to thank Dave Bryce for introducing me to Slash. They're personal friends. They have tea together sometimes. But it's all Dave Bryce's fault. I met Slash. But quite seriously, it does sound like it's very Slash involved. I mean, it's got that bluesy, rocky... I don't know. It's got a feel, and you could feel that vocalist. He was. Yes, it's a song that's been written 1,000 times before. It's about a girl, as the Twitter Tuesday sort of saying goes, but the vocalist felt every word he was singing, and I could feel that. And my only criticism of the vocals was that the harmonies in places were there, but they weren't there at all. They need to be up. You know, really giving support to that lead vocal, which was strong, and they were just missing. The U's and R's that sort of came in about sort of 2/3 through the way of the song sounded great, but the sort of the harmonies that were coming in before that just were missing. The mix overall was fantastic. I agree with Dave. The drum sound was excellent. The snare sound was excellent. I love that sort of big round but still snappy snare that they get on that sort of drum sound. Yeah, I mean, the stabs in the chorus as well, they were a nice little touch under the vocal, where all the instrumentation was stabbing, but the vocal was just soaring over the top of that. Overall, yeah, excellent track. Oh, the singer held a note under that guitar solo, and it went all the way through. I'm not quite sure if that was held. If it was, fair play to the guy, or if it was sampled. which, you know, fair play to the
guy. All right.
You don't know.
Yep. All right, Ian, thank you very much. And to Tom we go. Tom, number 3, what are your thoughts?
I think they're all nuts. No, I agree with a lot of what both of them said. It's a song that's been written before, but it's done very, very well. I thought the vocal mix was lacking. I mean, the drums were there. I agree with everybody. I love the drum sounds. That fat snare is one of the things I love to get. I forget the name of the type of snare that's generally associated with that type of sound. But it's an old standard drum kit, and it's just a big, bad, you know, blop of a snare. And the kick and the bass was much more defined than the other songs. But the vocal mix really left me... in the beginning, I think he went in with too light of a touch. And then when he opened up, everything was fine. I think he should have. I don't think he should have toned it down that much in the beginning, because it gave me sort of a this is heavy metal with, you know,
soul singer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, and then he started going in with the Metallica type vocals and the guitar solo in the beginning of the song. I think they could use a better intro. Cut that down a bit, maybe. Just, but other than the vocal, you know, I liked everything about the song. Don't get me wrong. Well, the song, but as far as the mix goes, I definitely agree with Ian. Like, the background vocals, you know, were not present as much as they could. There was a harmony in there that was set too low. It was more like a vocal double than a vocal harmony. The oohs and ahs could have been much more distinct from the track. I think they used the same reverb on everything, would be my only complaint. It was a nice sounding reverb, but it put everything in the same space. And again, clarity, especially in this type of song. The stabs underneath the chorus and then the vocal soaring over, I agree with Ian, that was a great idea. But again, there wasn't enough space in between the stabs. This is I've heard records that sound worse, you know, to be honest. You know, but I think this has the potential to go much further and be much better than it is. I think I would do the first half of the vocal again, cut that intro down a little bit. I will say, for a 4-minute and 23-second song, it didn't seem like that, so that's a good thing. All these songs, you know, they seem good, and they didn't seem like, you know, sometimes you'll sit through a 2-minute song and wait and die for the end. But these songs, all songs, especially the last one, which was the longest, you know, kept me interested and kept me wanting to listen. So, yeah, this is like I said, I've heard records that have been mixed worse, but I think this has a lot of potential, and it should go the next step. They should redo the vocals, re-clarify those backgrounds, make the guitars just as sweet sounding as the drums. That was the one thing. You could hear them, and you could hear the power that was there, but it wasn't, you know, it was, again, too light a touch in the verses, and then in the choruses, it started to be what it should be all along.
All right. I appreciate that, Tom.
If I can just add something.
Sure.
If you're going to do a fade out on a track, this is the way to do it. The band finish, and then the guitarist, as Dave says, just strikes that note and holds it with a sustain. And, you know, that works because you can do that on stage. You can have the guitarist do some wacky, wonderful noises and stuff at the end of a track. But, you know, fading a whole band out to nothing is impossible. But, you know, the band finished, and then he just faded out on that note, and that worked for me, so I'm not going to bitch about that.
Okay, I appreciate you clarifying that. All right, the name of this track and the artist producing it is, the name of it is What Is Meant to Be, and the group is called Last Bullet. It's from LastBulletMusic, And we appreciate their sending that into Music Scene Investigation. So, again, if you want your music heard on Music Scene Investigation and reviewed by our panelist, easy to do, MusicSceneInvestigation.com. Hit that Submit a Song button, and there you go. Now, before we throw it over to the guys to battle it out for the Song of the Week, I want to remind you of a little something that we're doing starting sometime very soon. And got a little video to play for you, so here it is. Take a look at this. That's right. The hit list is coming your way and should be soon, so stay tuned for that. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to throw it over to you because you have a task to take care of before we go. You need to select a song of the week out of those you heard, so talk amongst yourselves, argue it out, however you want to do it, but let me know what you think.
Well, I was going to go for number 2. Having heard the first 2 tracks, and then I heard number 3, and I think there's no doubt about it. Number 2 was good. I liked number 2 a lot, but number 3 beats it to the post, I'm afraid, for me. It's got to be number 3. It is the best track this week. It's the best mix. It's the best produced. It's the best written. It's the best performed.
Hang on. That's your opinion, Ian.
You feel free to be different, Dave.
I think track 3 is a great track, but I'm going to go for track 2 because I think it's got a lot of potential, and if they redid it, it would be a lot better, so I'm going to go for track 2.
Wow.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion.
All right, we got split votes now, and Tom, your opinion?
I could be a righteous bastard and go for track 1, but I won't. I can see where the 2 are torn. I mean, the mix on track 3 is definitely more profound than that of track 2. Track 2, though, had that vocal performance was really good, and the vocal mixes, and then there's that record stop. And I feel bad for track 1 because track 1 was an excellent track also. It just suffers from being in the wrong, being in the wrong ring with the wrong fighter. But unfortunately, as much as I love Dave and as much as I love Ian,
damn,
I'm going to have to go with track 3.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I know what a tough decision it was for y'all. So there you have it. Track number 3 from Last Bullet, What Is Meant to Be, is going to be our track or song of the week. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. And Dave, I really appreciate it every time you're on, man. Always learn something new.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to be on. Thanks for keeping inviting me back, and I really enjoy it.
Well,
thanks, guys.
It's like I said, man. You're a part of the crew now.
We have no choice, Dave. Nobody else will talk to us.
Cheers, Tom. Cheers. Appreciate it.
You're the only one with good taste. That's another kudo for you. You have excellent taste, excellent ears, good-looking gentleman. Shame I'm straight.
No, not really. I'm sure Dave's very glad you're straight, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
All right, well,
thanks again, guys. Brilliant.
Yeah, we
has a wife.
it. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna play out. We're gonna play out with Last Bullet. Hope you enjoyed, everybody. Join us again next week when Ian will tell us who our guest is. Ian,
well, as soon as the website loads.
Well, while he's doing that, I just want to say...
go on then.
Go ahead, Tom.
I just want to congratulate Ian on that video. That was very, very excellently done. And we do things on a piss poor budget. And I got my finger in front of my face again.
Yeah, you do.
But that's to impress upon everybody the point that Ian is an excellent graphic artist, and please send him work. He needs it. He's got 2 kids and a wife. He doesn't feed the wife, but he tries to feed the kids, and breastfeeding really hurts him.
Okay. Ian, what do you got going for us? Who's on next week?
It's Mickey J.
Mikey J. All right. Well,
Mikey J.
That should be pretty cool. Mikey J is the coordinator of the Artist in Music Awards, and he runs a broadcast of his own called The Great Unknowns. So we're looking forward to having Mikey J on with us next week. Join us then, same time, same channel, for Music Scene Investigation. We're going to play out now with the Last Bullet, What Is Meant to Be, right here on MSI.
Mountain, I could sell my soul away, but that don't seem to show you how much I want you to stay. Friends for such a long time, stuck together through thick and thin. Every day gets harder, I try to play a game, I'll never win. I don't have any more words, there's nothing left for me to say. Seems like everyone around us thinks we're better off this way. I can't fight this fight no more. Heartbreak is all I say. Baby, when it comes down to what is meant to be will be. I don't believe in fate, but for you it's worth the try. I say I want you happy, but girl, that's just a lie.